Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Ahmad?
I'm fine as well. So please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Hamad Ahmed, and me and my group members, namely Ahsan Ahmed and Umair Ansari, have been tasked to conduct an interview with an entrepreneur, which is you, of course, to sort of get an insight on how to start a venture and how to carry it forward and everything involved along the process, right? So basically, how to make it successful, make it into a successful venture much like you want. So before we start this interview, I would like to inform you that this interview is part of a course called Entrepreneurship, and it's a course at the Institute of Business Administration, Karachi, IBM. Right? So, and whatever you say during this interview is only for research purposes and is going to be confidential, uh, with the exception that this information will stay between our group and the course instructor. So you may also choose to not answer any questions, and you may also choose to end the interview at any time you like. So you just have to say that. So do you agree to these terms?
Yeah, okay. Ahmad, I completely understand all of that and I agree to the terms.
So then we should start. So can you please state your name and the title of your business for the record?
My name is Khizar. My business name is Waqar Electronics and I am the owner of the business, of my personal business.
Tell us about your business. What is it about? What do you actually do? Just give a brief introduction, sort of.
So I have a shop. Yeah, I have a shop of electronic appliances and watches and it's located in Liaqabad. From there, I have been associated with that place for the last 2 years now, and uh, I'm introducing new items in my shop too. So that's pretty much about the business, about what I deal in.
So now, Khizar, we're moving on to the second part of this survey, which relates to execution of your venture, of your business, right? So to start off, your business is electronics, right? So mainly what accessories or what electronic items, just general electronic items or specific ones?
No, general electronic items. I have a number of
Okay.
a variety of electronic appliances.
So you told us you have a shop in Yaqtabad. It's just a physical location, right? Or an online one too? Just a physical?
Yeah, it's just a physical for now. I'm planning.
Another question is that uh, did you have any employment in your youth, maybe during your college years or early university days, that may have contributed to this entrepreneurial mindset that you have?
No, I didn't do any jobs. I did an internship though in my first year at Mizan Bank. It was a 6 weeks internship, and after that internship is the point that I realized that okay, no, this is not something that I want to do in my life. Sitting in a cubicle and talking to people over the email and doing calculations and all. This is not something that I want from my life, and I don't want to pursue it as a career. So at that point, that job, that internship at Mizan Bank, it made me realize that.
Do you have any marketing experience?
Not really, because the scale on which I do business right now is that I have a shop. So a shop is, and the shop is located in a very uh, busy market. So what I don't need any such kind of marketing because it's not an online stuff, online selling or anything of that kind. So I've not been involved in marketing that much because it's not one of the requirements of my business. Uh, so yeah, no, marketing has not been an important part of my business.
Okay. So, Khizar, let's dive into a bit of detail, right? So, there's a thing called feasibility analysis, which basically refers to if your business is feasible enough, will it generate enough profit regarding as per your business plan, what you plan to do. So, just elaborate on that a bit. Your business plan, your financial projections, your what what revenue, what profit did you expect? At what point did you hope to make a break even, etc. So, just a bit on that.
So moving the type of market I was moving into, I didn't like, for example, the people that are the type of customers coming in the market. I think I didn't think it was important for me to do a feasibility analysis for that market, because it was like I did it, but I did it in sort of in my mind. It was not a documented feasibility analysis or something. It was just the basic instinct and the uh, street knowledge that you have, that you put into uh, place while analyzing situations like these. So that is the point. And talking about the break even, I think for around 3 to 4 months, I wasn't able to earn from there, because, as I told you about the wristwatches, so I had to improvise as time went by. And after 3 to 4 months, the shop started yielding me some kind of profit. It was minimal, but it started.
So, was that profit worth the risk?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's the satisfaction that you get from earning your own money from your hard work. And I think it was worth the risk for me, because through that process I learned a lot, and that knowledge is what mattered to me more than the money.
So, let me pause for just a second.
Sure.
Okay. So, right. So, before starting your business, where did you get the finances to start it? Where did you achieve the capital? Was it your own, or did you get some help?
Actually, I have been teaching, giving tuitions to students since my last year in O levels. So I had accumulated this much amount, at least half the amount that was needed to start the shop came from my savings from those tuitions. And I took half of the money from my father to start it. And as things went good, as time progressed, I then started reinvesting the money that I was earning from the shop into the shop, so that my business grows.
So, how much capital did you actually invest initially? But only if you're comfortable in telling us this.
Yeah, sure. Actually, keeping the rent and the advance of the shop in mind, the rent was around 30,000 a month, and the advance that was around 2.5 lakhs. So I told my father to pay the advance, because it was like a safe, that money was safe in the form of advance with the uh, landlord. And the rent that I took out the rent from my savings, and the initial products that I bought were from the savings that I have. So it was around 1.2 lakhs that I invested, maybe 1.2, 1.3 lakhs that I invested initially, from apart from the advance that I have to give.
So, moving on to a bit more technical stuff. Could you please elaborate on your cost structure of your business? Only if you feel comfortable.
Yeah, the cost structure. I think that's something that makes me stand out from the market. And I don't think I should share that, but just to give you a brief about it, that I get my supplies from the wholesale market at rates that are prevalent over there, and I sell them with a very less profit margin to gain the to capture the customer, to make a customer base, strong customer base.
Okay, so just related to this question, I want to ask about your channels. So basically, your supply channels. How do you acquire this? Your, basically, your supply, your, whatever you say. How do you acquire this, and how do you relay them to your customer?
Oh, so as I said, I it's a shop, so there's over the counter selling. We don't have a delivery system yet. We're planning to get one. We will inshallah. But for now, it's just simple over the counter selling. So there's no supply chain process that's in place for now.
Okay. So moving on, could you tell us a bit about some of the resources that you have that enable you to sell this stuff, even if it's over the counter or anything like that that you would like to add?
No. So one of the key resources that I have that has made me thrive in this business is the salesman that I have on my shop. He is a very important resource for my shop because he is an expert salesman when it comes to over the counter selling, and he's the reason because of which uh, I have so many sales from that shop. So he's a key resource. Yeah.
Oh, that's good enough. Also, how would you say is your relationship with the most of the customers that you have? So, or should I elaborate on this a bit? I would also ask you how is your customer loyalty? Are most of your customers loyal? Are they recurring customers or just one time?
Yeah, they're recurring customers because they usually visit the market a lot. And what happens is that when they come to the market, they remember the shop, and if I give them prices at reasonable rates, so they come again and again. They bring other people too to the shop. Okay, I bought this thing from your shop and from this shop, and you should also buy it from this shop. So this is something that comes in play uh, for when my customers are concerned.
Okay, so that's it for the business model part, and we've got some great insight from you. But we're moving on to the last part, that has to do with the risks and challenges. Um,
Okay, so
so,
some challenges. Generally, talking about challenges, I feel the challenges that I face are that firstly, there's competition. Okay, and competition is there's a dirty competition that goes on in that market because the market that I'm in, they're not much educated people who have their businesses over there. So there's just some dirty competition that goes out over there. So there's not a healthy competition. So that's a big challenge for me. Apart from that, the challenge that what I'm facing right now is that managing my studies along with my business. So that's a very big challenge for me. I have to manage both the things simultaneously, and in the beginning there were a lot more challenges, but as it's been 3 years now, so I have it has become more of a uh, stable thing. It's a more stable process that gets repeated every day. And uh, if I have to get the supplies, the products from Sadr, then there's uh, the guy, the salesperson, he goes to Sadr, he does it, he gives me the receipts and all that. So it's more like a self-sustaining process for now. No.
so Khizar, you already answered the question I was about to ask with some pretty meaningful insight, if I may say. Uh, Maybe that initiative, that forward thinking is what makes one an entrepreneur. All right. All right. So I think that's enough for now. Khizar, thank you for this amazing insight, and it means a lot to us that you took this time to entertain us, to give us this heaps of knowledge. And we hope that the future entrepreneurs really benefit from this talk. So thanks for that.
No
And
problem at all. No problem at all, Ahmad. I hope this interview helps you in your project, and hopefully it gives out a positive message for future entrepreneurs too.
yeah, exactly. So again, thanks a lot, and take care and Allah Hafiz.
Okay, thank you, Ahmad. Allah Hafiz.